Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how I made this delicious egg loaf. Welcome to my channel. My name is Anita and this is where I show you how I've lost 145 pounds following an animal-based ketogenic diet. Today we're going to make what's just simply called an egg loaf. A few years ago, and it's actually been quite a few years now, although it doesn't seem like that long ago, I was an admin in a big egg fast group, and we used to come up with recipes like this all the time, trying to make the egg fast a little more interesting for people. And this egg loaf was very popular. It's been so long since I've had it that I had kind of forgotten how good it was and how much I like it. This version reminds me of French toast, and it does not have any sweeteners whatsoever, yet it still has that kind of feeling of having a treat for some reason. I don't know why, but I think you'll like it too. Recently, somebody in my YouTube group asked me for the recipe. I guess they remembered it from way back when. And here it is today. I gave them the recipe, but then the very next day I made it myself and went, oh yeah, I remember this. This is so good. So I thought I would share it with you because I never have done a video for it. It's not even on my blog, but it's so simple. There's just a few ingredients. So what is in the egg loaf? We have eggs and we have butter. 4 tablespoons of butter, and we have cream cheese, 4 ounces or 8 tablespoons. Try to find the cleanest cream cheese you can. I'm pretty limited here in Canada. Cream cheese is not something I eat very often, but if I'm doing an egg fast, which is what this was originally intended for, then I just go with the cream cheese I can get, and I try to limit my cheese to 1 or 2 ounces a day. This recipe, though, does not have to be used on the egg fast. I'm not doing an egg fast right now, but I've really been enjoying it. Here's the one that I made a few days ago. Just gonna cut it in half and show you what it looks like inside. Oh, I got the end piece that's all hollowed out now. I'll show you later when I bake a new one, but here you can sort of see from here. It's kind of like a slice. It's a really moist cake slice, but it's not sweet like a cake. And with the ingredients that I'm using, it tastes like French toast. And so I really like it, and I think you're going to like it too. And you can certainly, you know, if you're just keto or low carb, you can certainly add some sweeteners or low carb or sugar-free maple syrup or something like that. So I will show you how to make it.
I don't think I finished the ingredients.
I think I started to show you the ingredients and then I got sidetracked by the delicious egg loaf. 4 ounces cream cheese, 4 eggs, 4 tablespoons butter, half a teaspoon of vanilla powder. Whenever I bring up the vanilla powder on a video, I get so many questions. People are wondering why I'm using something that's not clean, but it is clean. The only ingredient is vanilla powder. It's pure Madagascar vanilla powder. That is literally the only ingredient. There's no fillers, there's no anything, there's no sweeteners. It's just vanilla powder. And I like it because it doesn't have the aftertaste of alcohol in it, or you know that funny aftertaste with extracts? That's not there. This is just pure vanilla powder. And so that's what I'm using. And this is optional too. You don't have to use the vanilla powder. You can just use these 3 ingredients. With these 3 ingredients, this is an animal-based recipe. It's eggs, butter, and cheese. For some people who do carnivore, they also include eggs, butter, and cheese. And so this is perfect for people who are doing that type of carnivore, or they're doing animal-based or keto or ketovore. You know, with these ingredients, it becomes ketovore. I hate all these labels, but I feel like I have to mention it because I always have someone who comments and says, well, that's not carnivore, or that's not this, or that's not that, because of these labels. This is animal-based. It is part of the proper human diet. These are all whole ingredients. Everything is a single ingredient, except for the cream cheese, of course. But unless you can get the really clean stuff that some people can get in the United States, where it's, you know, very, very clean. If you don't use extra ingredients on your program, then this recipe isn't for you, and you know, keep scrolling and find one that is. They're out there somewhere. But I can tell you that if you try this, you're gonna love this. I love it, and not egg fasting, but I'm using it anyways. So let's put it in the blender and get started. We need our 4 eggs. I do have the oven set to 350. Going to put the butter in. Try to get the butter soft. Just put it out at room temperature for a little while till it's pliable. Oh, I just wanted to mention these bricks that you can get in your grocery store. They are 8 ounces, so a half a brick is what I'm using. That is 4 ounces. And I'm going to use my vanilla, using half a teaspoon of vanilla.
That's what apron's for, right?
We're just going to blend this up real quick and then put it in a loaf pan, and it'll go in the oven. Now, if you double the recipe, definitely use a full-size blender. For small recipes like this, I'd rather clean a small blender than a big blender. Okay, so I'm going to use my silicone loaf pan. That's the one that I find the most reliable for not sticking, and just it's the right size for this recipe. This is, I believe this is about 3.5 by 8.5 or 9. It doesn't say on here anyways, but pretty sure that's what it was the last time I measured it. So I'm just going to pour it right in. If you know that your pan sticks, then use a piece of parchment or maybe some spray. Some of my butter wasn't quite melty enough or soft enough, I guess. There's a couple of little lumps, so. But it should be fine. It'll melt in the oven. Okay, now I'm going to put a little bit of cinnamon on top. While it was in the blender, if you are someone who uses some sweetener, you could have at that point added some allulose or some stevia or whatever type of sweetener that you're using. I'm trying to give up that kind of thing as much as I can, wherever I can, and I find that this loaf tastes actually quite good without any sweetener at all. It's going to go in the oven for 25 to 30 minutes, but do keep an eye on it because all our ovens are different. When we get back, we'll go over the macros and how you can heat it up and different things like that. We'll see you in the next segment. While we are waiting for the egg loaf to bake in the oven, I'm going to tell you about the sponsor of today's video, which is Element. Element is a super tasty electrolyte drink that comes in several flavors for their flavor packets that you can put in water or a hot drink. They also now have the sparkling water. That is very tasty. What Element has is a science-backed formula of 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 milligrams of magnesium. I already mentioned that you can make drinks out of it. It's also good for using in recipes. In fact, I could have probably put a couple of citrus ones or something in that egg loaf that's baking, and that would have given it, that kind of a flavor. So that's up to you. You can use it for something like that. I've used it for popsicles, electrolyte gummies. I've used it in cream cheese muffins, that sort of thing. So it is a very versatile product. Right now, Element is offering to my viewers this 8 flavor sample pack. It contains 8 of their regular flavors, and it is free with purchase of any of these drink mix packets. When you go to the Element link, which is drinkelement.com/ketogenic woman, that's DRINKLMNT.com/ketogenic woman. That'll be on the screen and down below. It will be put in your cart, and as long as you order one of these boxes of drink mix packets, it will be free for you, so you can try it, give some to a friend to try, whatever you like to do with it. So thank you, Element, for sponsoring today's video. It was in the oven 35 minutes, and it has cooled down mostly, so I'm going to flip it over and put it on this plate. I think you saw that when it came out, it was high, you know, puffy, and then it sank. So that's to be expected. That is normal for these things where we've got no flour, no baking powder, anything like that. So I'm going to flip it over, and it should just pop out. It should just pop out. We're gonna do something else. I should be able to just flip it over and it should just pop out. All right, so I'm gonna do that. So you can eat it now as it's still a little warm. You could eat it straight when it comes out of the oven. Or what you can do is, what I like to do is I like to put it in the fridge and let it get completely cold, and then I eat it that way. It has kind of almost like a cheesecake-like texture. You can also, if you want to crisp it up like French toast, because this does taste like French toast with the vanilla and the cinnamon. The brown on the top is where the cinnamon landed. What you can do is you can slice it. I'm going to slice it right now. You can slice it up and fry it in butter in a frying pan, or you can put the slices in the air fryer and air fry for 5 minutes at 400. Just going to divide it kind of equally. And I'm going to tell you what the macros are for, this is 4 servings. And just cut right here. There you can see it's got kind of this moist custardy texture. I like to put those slices, and you can even slice them half as thin as I did, put them in the air fryer or in a toaster oven if you have that, or like I said, fry in a pan. Really tastes like French toast. I'm gonna take a piece off, give it a little try. French toast. I do like it cold. That's my favorite way to have it. So let me tell you about the macros. 1 serving, which is a quarter of the loaf, is 278 calories, 26.6 grams of fat, 2.1 total carbs, and those are from the eggs and the cheese, 8.2 grams of protein. You can use this as high-fat carnivore. You can use it on the egg fast. The ratios for this are 85% fat, 14% protein, 1% carbs. You can also use this on the egg fast. This piece right here is on the egg fast. For the purposes of the egg fast, it is 1 egg, 1 tablespoon butter, and 1 ounce of cheese. And those are the proper egg fast ratios. So it's perfect for egg fast. Although I'm enjoying it now as part of my meal. So there you go. That is the egg loaf. It is. I hope you give it a try. It's quite delicious. You can flavor it up in different ways if you like. This is the most basic way for me to do it, as someone who's trying to be carnivore without having too much sweet stuff or any sweet stuff these days. But if you are okay with that, I know many of you are, feel free to put some maple syrup on it, or honey or something, sugar-free maple syrup. or some carnivores do use honey. You do you, and you know, all okay with me, and I will enjoy it this way. But I'm going to put it in the fridge first to cool down. So thank you for watching today. And if you have any questions, please post them below. I'm happy to answer them. And I will see you guys on the next video.
Action. Sorry, I was just practicing which hand I should raise if I need to raise it. It's of the element. Yes.